Namaste. This is Shoma Kaikini-Singh, and before I begin today, I wish to thank you for all the love and appreciation that I have been getting on these videos. It is such a pleasure to share my perspectives and points of view on the Nrityanidhi style of dance. Today, we will be looking into RANGREZ, a wonderful and historic part of our theme, ASMI. The very first aspect of the Nrityanidhi style is to consider the role of the singer, the composer. It's so important to the entire journey of the choreography to connect with their thought process. Where have they come from? What was their intention when they were composing the song or singing the song? And incidentally, we had the singer and composer of this particular song in the audience in June 2012 at the Ravindra Natya Mandir in Mumbai. And I was really scared, but I knew that this was going to be an opportunity for me to truly test this out, to see how someone who has composed the song would react to the choreography in the Nrityanidhi style. So after the performance, I usually come out and greet the audience. I used to do that. I don't do that anymore. So when I came out, I realized that he wasn't in his seat, and he had come with 𝒕𝒂𝒗𝒐𝒄, who is the lyricist. And I was so inspired by the work that they had done, but I hadn't expected them to come and watch. So I was very surprised to see that they weren't in their seats. And as far as I know, when we were performing, एक झलक से I knew that they were there and they were watching and they were enjoying, and I don't know then what happened. So I went about greeting the audience, and then I went and met the audience members, the certain dignitaries that we had invited. So I was meeting everybody in the audience, and I constantly wondered what happened, and I thought something must have come up, or I don't know. I wasn't in my senses. I turned around to go back into the green room, and I see them there. I see Krishna and I see 𝒕𝒂𝒃, and I was just looking at them in disbelief because it looked like they had really wept, and their eyes looked like they were laden with emotion, and I couldn't help but tear up. And I got so emotional just looking at them, because I respond to the emotional conversations that happen way more than words. However, at one point, because Krishna speaks very less, so he just said one line. He said, "You took me back to the time when I made the composition." So in that second, in that moment, I just knew that the intention of the Nrityanidhi style had been fulfilled. When I listen to a composition, the first thought is, how do I articulate this in my best capacity, doing justice to the already existing complexity in the composition. So certain compositions are beautifully simple, and that's their USP, and there are certain compositions that are already heavy and complicated and are made with so much of expertise that is used from the side of the composer, the lyricist. And when I think about how I need to express this, many times a simple setup is the best for a complicated composition, and that's exactly how it was with RANGREZ. So I immediately knew that Ashwini, Harsh and I would be the dancers. You will notice that each of us have our own unique style of dancing. We don't coordinate at Nrityanidhi, and that's one of the main aspects of our dance, because I believe in expressing from a very personal space rather than changing or tweaking the way one expresses their body language, where your essence, your personal essence, no longer exists. Over here, I needed this kind of separate expression, where in moments we are doing the same movement, in moments we are separating, and each of us have our own personal, unique ways of saying what we have to say. So this moment is legendary, I can call it. The audience always responds in so much joy and applause, and it's a beautiful moment, especially because it's complementing the composition so beautifully. So as you can see, it's not always about creating complexity, creating complex patterns, having a lot of dancers, movement here and there. It's sometimes in the simplicity of something that dance can be expressed. And I think that this is more complicated than creating patterns. I think that standing in one particular way and place and really bringing out the soul and the core of a composition is a challenge. However, I am so happy, I'm so grateful that we were able to do that, and also to our audience, because truly in this particular song, it feels like our audience is dancing with us.